I'm Miranda from Live Free Creative. From marshmallow cannons to butterfly houses, we have some fun DIY projects that are going to keep your kids busy all summer long. Each of these 4 projects only requires a few affordable supplies and can be completed in less than a day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a marshmallow cannon, an inflatable ball pit, an outdoor chalkboard, and a butterfly house. These are all projects that you can make together with your kids. Just make sure that you're involved in any step requiring sharp objects or any type of power tools. Okay, let's get started. Whether they're challenging neighbors to a duel or just doing target practice in the backyard, kids love a marshmallow cannon. Here's how to make one. You'll need a few supplies, all available at the Home Depot. The first step in this project is going to be to measure and cut the pieces that you need. For one marshmallow gun, you're going to need one 7-inch piece, one 5-inch piece, and 5 3-inch pieces. So you can use your measuring tape and mark out your cuts, and then use a pipe cutter to get clean edges. Next, you'll lay out all of your pieces in the shape of a marshmallow cannon. You can see how we've done that right here. Once it's all laid out and you can see the shape, you're just going to simply fit the pieces together. They should fit tightly and snugly and also pretty easily. Once your pieces are fit together really tightly, you can load a mini marshmallow right here in the top, take aim, blow really hard, and it'll launch out the end of the marshmallow cannon. Make one for each of your kids and set them loose in the backyard. Let's move on to project number 2, an inflatable ball pit. Perfect for any time of year, not only is a ball pit super simple to put together, it's also extremely mobile, making it easy for your kids to play in any type of weather. Choose an inflatable pool that fits the space of your choosing. Going with a kiddie pool is also really great because it becomes a multi-purpose space. You can add water and turn it into a splash zone at a moment's notice. Once you inflate your pool, just add the balls. The amount of balls that you put in your ball pit will depend on the type of play that you want. If you want the kids to be able to jump or slide into the ball pit, you want to add more balls. At the end of playtime or when you want to take down the ball pit, you can simply dump all of those balls back into the box they came in or use a big garbage bag to store them. You can deflate the pool and move it or store it whenever you need to. These next 2 projects involve power tools, so make sure that you have safety goggles and gloves and an adult present when you're doing any sort of cutting. Okay, let's get started. Next up is project 3. We're going to build an outdoor chalkboard. Using just a few water-resistant materials and a bit of imagination, you can carve out a space in the backyard for the kids to express their creativity. Perfect for drawing, writing, and keeping score during your backyard games, this summer project is going to require a bit of fence line for you to attach your board. Here's a pro tip. If you live in a high humidity environment, you'll also want to use a little bit of sealant and caulk. Once you add your caulk or sealant, you'll also apply a second layer of paint to cover it up. Okay, let's get going. Place the board on sawhorses or a level surface to paint. Make sure that you put something to cover the ground and anything else that you don't want to get painted. You can use chalkboard paint or make your own using any color of latex paint by adding 2 tablespoons of unsanded grout. Using your roller, apply 2 even coats of paint to your board. If you're using hardy board, make sure you use the smooth side, not the bumpy side. Use your level and chalk line to mark the area where your board will go on your fence. Attach the board to the wall or fence with your wood screws. It's now time to add trim to your chalkboard. Measure and cut framing to fit the front of your board, and then you can paint it in the color of your choice. Using finishing nails, attach the trim to the front of the board and fill any gaps with wood putty. Before using the chalkboard, you'll want to cure it. Using sandpaper, lightly sand the entire surface of the chalkboard, removing any bumps. Cover the entire board with chalk, and then use your chalk eraser to rub the chalk directly into the board. Lastly, use a wet sponge to remove all of the chalk dust. Set out the chalk and watch the kids get creative. One more project. Let's move on to project 4, build a butterfly house. This is a fairly simple project that gives your backyard or garden a little extra ounce of appeal. A butterfly house also gives those friendly flyers somewhere to visit and take shelter during the bad weather. With just a couple pieces of wood and a few tools, you and your kids can make a friendly house for the butterflies in your neighborhood. Now that you've gathered all of your supplies, let's build. Use your measuring tape and pencil to mark 3 equal 30-inch sections along your 1x8 board. These pieces will serve as the back and sides of your house. You'll have a small piece left over, and that will become the base of your house. Next, use your jigsaw to cut out each piece of wood and set it aside. Next, we're going to create the roof and the front of the house by cutting pieces from the 1x10x4 board. To make the front, measure and cut 30 by 5 5/8 inches. Lastly, measure and cut 9.5 by 8 5/8 inches for the roof. The front piece of your butterfly house is going to need slats for the butterflies to get in and out. On the front piece that you've created, you're going to measure and cut 6 vertical slats of about 4 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. Use your drill to drill a hole in the top and bottom of the slats you've marked. Then, using your jigsaw, cut the slats between the holes. All of our pieces are cut out, and it's time to assemble the house. Start with one of your side pieces on a flat surface. Then we're going to add the back piece, line it up on the edge to create a 90-degree angle, and we'll screw these pieces together. Next, you're going to add the other side piece on top of your back piece and screw it in as well. The next step is to place the floor against the bottom and sides of the house and attach it with wood screws. Stand the house up and attach the front piece to the sides and bottom of the house. Lastly, screw the roof onto the house. Optionally, you can mount your butterfly house onto a mailbox post and then plant it in your garden among the plants and the flowers. Here's a tip. Making your slats too large on your butterfly house can attract visitors other than butterflies, so you want to make sure you keep those to about a 1/2 inch wide. Also, if you want to attract butterflies, you can try adding some fruit to the inside of your house, or maybe even some sticks and twigs to make them feel a little bit more cozy when they're inside. Summer is the time to have fun with your kids and create cool activities and projects. The Home Depot has everything that you need to fuel your imagination and curiosity. Here's a list of the supplies that you will need for all 4 of these summer DIY projects. For the Marshmallow cannon, 27 inches of a 1/2 inch PVC pipe, 2 1/2 inch PVC 90-degree elbow joints, 2 1/2 inch PVC T-joints, 2 1/2 inch PVC caps, a pipe cutter, and a measuring tape. For the inflatable ball pit, an inflatable pool, a pump, and a set of balls. For the outdoor chalkboard, MDF plywood or water-resistant hardy board, chalkboard paint, paint roller and pan, 2-inch wood screws, a level and chalk line, 1x4-inch flat trim, enough to go around your entire chalkboard, 150 grit sandpaper or finer, and chalk. For the butterfly house, a 1x8x8 piece of wood, a 1x10x4 piece of wood, a jigsaw, hammer and nails, safety goggles and gloves, and an optional mailbox post for mounting.